Oh, and this was a little more. This was a little more to the heart here. I don't like this game. Just don't. None of it just wasn't fun. He actually. This could be. So one of the bits of information that Steam provides us is information about the returns that come through Steam. And we actually have an under 4% return rate, which is, I think, also another demonstration of the fact, people buy our game and enjoy playing it and find it certainly something that has a lot of content and a lot of different ways that it can be played, and so we appreciate that. However, for the returns that do come through, Steam does give people the option, to get their money back if the game isn't to their liking, and a lot of those users also get a chance to add a comment to their returns, so that they comment back to the developer. And so we're going to read some of those comments from the returns today, and to see if we can resolve them in a future update and maybe work to make those particular users happy. So here are some returns. Brad will read the ones that say other issue, so I guess people couldn't actually decide what their reason for return was, and they decided to read others. Chris will read the purchased by accident. And
Oops, I clicked a button.
And I will start with the not fun. So Brad,
we're gonna sort of.
Let's start with Brad. So Brad's is the others.
Right.
You might want to grab one that's English and see if you can.
Yes. Sadly, English is my only language. Okay, so here is another issue that someone refunded for. It simply isn't what I was expecting. Looking back after the purchase, the game is exactly what it said it would be. I just misinterpreted it to be something else at the time of purchase. To put it simply, I made a mistake this time. For this reason, I'd like a refund.
Well, that's a very...
It's honest, I guess.
It's
odd,
it's
but honest.
It's just a bit worrisome that he went through the 3-step purchase process and didn't realize what he was purchasing. I don't know what the confusion could have been, but thank you for your honesty.
So I suppose to something like that, we would encourage watch the trailer, look at the screenshots, look up some Let's Plays, chat with us on the forums, ask us.
Chris doesn't say what he was expecting.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe zombies, which, we do have a potential modding capability for zombies, so maybe that would attract his attention.
I think that fact, see, there you've just tossed out a fun fact that I think a lot of people have lost track, that we did add 2 zombie meshes for the modding community. It was requested at some point, and nobody has done a zombie invasion yet, which, I keep waiting for it.
So if zombies were your interest, then you might want to check back when those mods go out. Chris, what have you got?
So because mine are purchased by accident, I'm probably going to toss like 2 or 3 out because they're some pretty small ones. Clicked wrong button. Duh.
I'd like to see how many things he purchases by accident.
Yeah, this next one, so I have the advantage being bilingual. So it says, trop de microgestion à mon goût, which is French for too much micromanagement for my taste. That's not so much a by accident, this wasn't what he expected. Thought it was different game.
And which game was he expecting it to
be? Yeah. Oh, and I like this one. I meant to purchase a different Supreme Ruler game. My bad. So,
he says my bad.
He says my bad.
Well, thank you for the my bad.
So those are some of the by accidents that we've received.
Clearly he wasn't aware that this is the ultimate Supreme Ruler game, and therefore what different one would you want to purchase? This has all the content in it.
Great War.
Great War. Maybe he was waiting for the Great War.
Yeah, he's waiting for Great War.
He's waiting for Great War. So refund notes for Under the Not Fun. We got here somebody from his original language is in Danish, but he did give his comment in English, so thank you, so I can read it. Said, I thought it would be funnier, but I am not enjoying it. Have we not put enough humor into our game?
We are short on comedy, yes. Yes, our comedy content is lacking.
Oh, and this was a little more to the heart here. I don't like this game. None of it just wasn't fun. He actually.
But he goes on.
Well, this could be different comments. There's one, far too complicated, far too bad at everything. I just need a refund.
I like that. The refund has become a need. That the enjoyment of the rest of his games library is going to be severely impacted by seeing the title as he's skimming the list.
I'm just a little sad that we're bad at everything. I mean, you couldn't even find one thing to compliment us on.
But he left himself open there because it says far too bad at everything. That doesn't necessarily mean we're bad. Perhaps he was, so he says far too complicated, far too bad at everything. So perhaps he discovered that he could not handle the complexity. And that is what predicated his need for the refund.
Yes.
Is he was living the reality of his guilt at not managing his country, that there were simply too many civilian deaths.
Yes.
And he was living with guilt at night.
Apparently, nuclear holocaust is a very sad. Yes.
Yeah, the TV is flashing.
TV's flashing. We got no signal.
Back to the other issues in regards to the refunds. This is a very insightful reason. Considering all of the games that I've purchased, I'd expect more than this being a request system. I've never asked for a refund except for an accidental charge or some crap like 6 years ago. But back to the game in question. Insufficient information is given to accurately describe the level of crap that encompasses this game. I expected something a bit closer to Civ type game. It's exceptionally limited in every regard. Further Google searching showed me many issues that were not listed on Steam. It runs slow, choppy as it is now. I've read it's a constant issue the further people have progressed in the game. Seriously not looking forward to that one. I expected way more from this game, not remotely even worth $8.99.
Not remotely even worth $8.99. So I got it on sale, and
Still
wow.
wasn't worth it. Yeah.
Wow.
So I always find it. I do remember one of the posts that we had on Steam of somebody coming and talking about the game speed and saying, "Is it normal for this game to take literally a day for a game day?"
Yes,
Which
remember.
I loved that he chose the word literally, because then I went back and said, if your game is taking literally a day for the game day, you're having serious problems with this. And of course he came back going, so okay, not literally. And it's interesting when people mention the game goes slow. Because usually I'll ask them, well, what do you mean by slow? Because this type of geopolitical strategy game, slow is different for different people and stuff like that. So, and yeah, it is one of those things that we hear about the game performance. And also funny that he says too many limits, when the game speed issues can be directly correlated to the fact that we don't have limits.
Yeah.
That we allow the zoom all the way out, that we allow no unit limit on how many units can be deployed, that we've had save games sent to us with millions of units worldwide and those sorts of things. So, unfortunate that he didn't give it more of a chance.
And expecting something a bit closer to a Civ type game, I feel like the screenshots do make it evident that it's not a Civ type game, and it does say real-time strategy in the tags for the game, so that should right there be a
it'd be interesting to see how many tags we actually have in common. We'd have some, of course, but so I guess back to me to the accidental purchases and stuff.
Yeah.
So this one is interesting. I feel I overpaid for the game, so I think I'll just rebuy it when it's discounted next time.
Well, okay.
I suppose.
Setting your own level there, I guess. Okay.
So now these are also likely to be somebody who's then going to come back to the forums and say, can I have a 1970? Can I have a 1980? Can I have a 1990? But I want to buy it on discount. Okay. So we'll deliver what we can deliver. This is starting out great. I had left my computer on. Let's just absorb that for a moment, because it can't be going good. And I found out from my bank that my younger brother had purchased games using my account without my permission. I'm returning the items since they were purchased without my consent. Well, okay, that's reasonable. Watch out for younger brothers.
Yes.
Very specific. How do you know it was your younger brother? It could have been some other family member, some random home invader, but glad you narrowed it down.
It's interesting, as I look ahead at a couple of these, there's a recurring theme of, I purchased this game by mistake, I wanted to buy Supreme Ruler 2020. There's one saying, my friend has Supreme Ruler 1936. I made a mistake.
He made a mistake. He's mad at himself for making that mistake.
Don't worry, we will not take offense. But then you've got a clicked on wrong item in wish list, meant to click on Homeworld, followed by another one further down of, I bought these two by accident thinking they were Fallout and Homeworld. So we seem to be getting a lot of confusion with Homeworld, which good game. I have it in my library. Enjoy it.
Homeworld, Supreme Ruler. No, I don't know. I mean, Okay.
So those are some of the mistakes. What else you got on the not fun?
Okay, well, we got one where the simple reason was propaganda. Doesn't actually say what sort of propaganda, just propaganda. So
That has to be related to Trump rising.
was that a Russian thinking we're